the prawns. As they turn pink and the garlic turns crunchy, you add a little bit of sugar, like so. That's fine, it was only a ball hitting me. You didn't even see that, did you? I was injured by an enemy by a ball, depending on which side you were on. B team got me there, you see. I'm hoping the Reds will win. Sorry. And anyway, then we put the a little bit of shrimp sauce in. Now, while they just simmer quickly away for the last few minutes, we chop up for the garnish some spring onions. Okay, some spring onions and some chilies. Nice hot chilies. And then, oh, that's the whiskey gone. Right, we have that for the final garnish. Now then, Paul, regain your composure. I know that was a humorous interlude, but this is a serious cooking sketch. We are in Vietnam, and that's one of the coconuts gone. Never mind the marvels, it's the coconuts we're losing today. Then we shrimple the shrimples onto there, like so, across the top. We turn that off, and we strew these lovely condiments, these lovely spices and herbs over the top. And there we are, over the top in every sense of the word.
Cooking shows, huh? Dime a dozen. There has been an explosion of Food Network material spurred by the American appetite for comfort. Perhaps we're not in the heyday anymore of kitchen nightmares and all that, but there is quite the variety of food programming out today. The classic indoors prepared ahead of time, roasted chicken, picturesque kitchens, okay, the stress-inducing competitive premises, you got Gordon Ramsay trying to save restaurants and hotels still, travel programs like Bizarre Foods and the like, okay, and let's not forget the world of YouTube cooking from the simple food wishes to binging with Babish and channels like Epicurious. But I want to talk to you about my favorite cook, my favorite cookery program, the most comfy collection of works put out in the name of gastronomy, and that is Keith Floyd. My chance discovery of him was one of the best things I've binged through in my life. This man has traveled just about everywhere in his rich lifetime doing whatever the hell he wants. Don't take it from me, when he died in 2009, everyone was eulogizing him as a pioneer and an adventurer. Unorthodox and charismatic, a real showman. Also this quote, "No outstanding talent, either as a cook or a TV presenter, no great knowledge of his subject or any apparent passion for anything but drink. That is not to say that his first TV programs are bad, they were indeed highly diverting entertainment. And Floyd cooked his ingredients with the love and passion of a gifted amateur." Same, to be honest.
Isn't it lovely? Never dries up. Very cold. Ah, yes, you know, the extraordinary thing is, my bakery used to be a fishmonger for about 180 years. And the fishmonger would come out and wash the fish in the stream.
How nice.
Isn't
But
it
this
marvellous?
isn't a history lesson. This is not look at life or anything like that.
Oh.
It's a cookery program, you silly old bat. So have your flowers, because I love you, right? And take me to your hot, steaming kitchen.
Oh, I can't wait.
Something about his style just made me an instant fan, like especially in modern television where every second is scripted. It was so nice to see a show where it was okay to just mess around. And this was 80s uptight BBC broadcasting he got away on. I'm not trying to make this a bigger picture modern state of TV thing. I don't even watch TV, but the unique demeanor of Keith's one-man show where he's clearly angry in some skits and you're wondering how drunk he is in others draws me right in. As a fellow complainer, I love how he finds the opportunity to complain about everything like a true Englishman. He's someone I'd love to hang out with over food and drink.
I tell you something else, it isn't even beef at all, it's tongue. It is beef tongue. And it's absolutely exquisite. We're going to quickly, because he's waving at me now, I'm costing too much money because of the film. If you knew what they paid me, you wouldn't believe what a nerve they've got. Egg yolks into here to ask me to worry about the price of film. Stir the egg yolk in very, very quickly.
His actual restauranting career can be described as pretty hit or miss. He never professionally trained in culinary school, and so he never referred to himself as a chef. He started out talking about food through radio and owned a few restaurants that eventually failed in one way or another, but his time to shine came with his first series, Floyd on Fish. The dude was a total alcoholic and did not give a shit from the start. Always out and about and cooking with a wine glass in hand, but he really knew what he was talking about. Dude was a solid cook. When people say he pioneered cookery programs, they're talking about how he took the adventure outside. As he often liked to point out, he was not in some cozy kitchen like the old days of Julia Child and Jack Pepin.
We are actually seriously concerned about good food and fresh food. So if this takes a little time to cook, bear with me, because we don't pull things out of the oven that we've, just happened to have ready, like all those other TV programs. Right.
He was on boats, deserts, marshes, professional kitchens, peasant homes, and seaside markets.
It is March and it is freezing.
His life is my dream life. The draw of traveling with a camera crew and haphazardly filming live cooking, where you can tell a lot may and does go wrong.
Programs. I've ruined it. It's totally overcooked, and the fish is a complete disaster. And it just goes to show that being a smart, talking, smooth, international traveling cook can get you in serious trouble sometimes.
The chaotic nature of his escapades developed from a real die-hard fan base back in the day.
I'm not a political man, but I want to tell you that up and down this river there are 40 to 50 people fishing elvers here, all providing happy plates of food for people in Spain, in Holland, in Germany, everywhere except this country, and they won't and can't appear on this film because they're afraid of the excise man. You'd have thought they were smugglers, not fishermen, wouldn't you? Anyway, how long have you been doing this then?
Well, I've done it all my life. My father did it all his life, and his father, and the great-grandfather, and of course it was going on long before that. And we've, as far as we can go back, they've just used this same kind of implement.
It's extraordinary.
And he's a treasure to be rediscovered. Really, the spontaneity and chaos of his method has not been recaptured in a cooking show of today. But if you enjoyed Gordon Ramsay's recent forays into the wilderness of the food world, hunting spider crabs and catching puffins off the Icelandic coast, you'll love Keith Floyd. And Keith hated his cameraman. He also regularly had a go at his director, and like I said, was an ass all around.
You don't have to move the camera to look for me. They know I've got to move to get the food in. Don't be so wet. It's the pot that counts. For heaven's sake. Everybody in sort of TV is so concerned about doing their job properly, they miss the damn point of the whole thing, which is food! I know all of those of you who like me so much will be very disappointed right now that you can't see me. I said stay with the pot! You see, watch out. Now come to me. Hold on a minute. Come back, come back. Look, this is very difficult for me. I am a cook. I present television cookery programs, but I'm not a director. I do rely on competent staff. Would you get it right in future, please? Thank you. Right.
As you've probably gathered by now, I hate these bits when the director insists I serve my food up to some hapless villagers.
In his weird way, he recognized the authority of chefs and kitchens he was visiting and loved to present them in their habitats, but was not one to have the limelight stolen from him for too long.
It has to be tender but not falling off the bone and stringy, and you can't allow to undercook it where it's tough and you can't even get it off the bone.
And all
So
of that
it has
takes
to be
about
perfect.
3 hours. Shut up. It takes about 3 hours. You've been bossy enough.
Truly though, he loved the presentation of food and exploring the culinary culture of a region, often just taking the time to hang out with some old chaps or chat with some locals accomplished in their trade, indirectly making out of his cookery program more than strictly the assembly of ingredients on a plate, and really about the adventure of it all, mishaps and lucky turn of events all included in the process of discovery. And of course, a slight bit of wine on his person in every episode.
This trip is mind-expanding for a cook. From now on, whilst I'm in Malaysia, it's fruit juice all the way for me. A clear head is needed to come to grips with a cuisine that I realised I knew very little about.
2 seconds on that. I mean every word I say. I mean the great joy of being in this country. Muslim that it is, alcohol is so difficult to find, you don't drink it, you don't miss it, you have all these invigorating health drinks. Look at me, a picture of health that you've never seen, but, well, you have seen occasionally, but not very often. Anyway.
Fuck you, Keith Floyd.